Hello, everyone. This is Will.
This is Alex.
Welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out at Night.
Whoo! Mostly.
Ooh, 1986 is here, baby. Started in a good way. But before we get to that, go on all your podcasting streaming sites. YouTube's a good place to go to.
Yes, sir.
Search They Mostly Come Out at Night podcast. Go ahead and like, comment, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Give us a recommendation if you want to. We do it every 5 episodes. All that good shit. You know how we do.
Yep.
We're back better than ever, baby. It's only been a week, but still. But yeah, here we are. 1986, starting in I usually like the years start with like the worst ones.
So
you know what?
Depending on your mindset, this might be the worst thing you've ever seen.
Are we just that lizard brained where we're just like we enjoy this kind of just like absolute like debaucherous shit?
The problem is that this has a lot of things that appeal to my unevolved reptile brain.
Same.
And I mean, it's only an hour and 12 minutes. Okay, so first of all,
Yeah, it's barely feature length.
The film is called Revolt. If you go on YouTube and type in Revolt 1986, it is on YouTube. You can watch it. Apparently, this movie is also on Tubi. I'm assuming it's this movie and not like a different one.
But if you have YouTube Premium, it's great to watch it without ads. And,
Yes,
it's a good rip. It's the audio's as good as it can be.
I mean,
and the video, it's a very obscure film, so it's not like it's gonna be like crystal pristine, like 1080p.
You're not gonna get the 4K remaster.
You're not gonna get 4K here, but the one on YouTube is a good quality.
And if you're a certain mindset, you will greatly enjoy.
You might
this.
enjoy this,
like we did.
This goes places that I was not expecting because it starts as like an afternoon like special on like drugs because
So I guess we're just getting into it, but the first like 10 minutes, and again, hour and 12-minute movie.
We don't have to get into like the full thing, but like I just want to mention how like literally it just starts as like an afternoon special. I thought it was hilarious.
The first 10 minutes is narration of drug dealing.
Well, yeah, it's like how like drug dealing's bad and like how it ruins families
but how the intricacies of it. So you see like a person on a boat coming to a harbor, and the narration's like, this person has a briefcase loaded with drugs, and then it goes to a disco, and it's like 2 guys having a drug deal, and it's like you don't know what a drug dealer can look like. They can look like anything. These 2 men are having a drug deal.
Then it goes to a campus, and it's like anyone could be like selling and buying drugs,
even on our nation's educational facilities.
And it's like they put like the money in a book, and then like he puts the drugs in a book and like slides it back to him, and then a lady puts like a manila folder like, full of drugs.
Like 2 people, go and fucking.
And it's like very blatant. Like if you saw like this going on, you would obviously could tell it was a drug deal.
Yeah, if you saw it with your eyes, you'd be like, someone's buying drugs there.
Yeah, they don't make it very like subtle.
Yeah. But that's the opening 10 minutes. So you're just like, what the fuck?
When it's like, and you'll see how drugs can affect like our characters in this.
And no, then it goes to like a small
story,
town.
Yeah.
It's like a small town near the...
This is where our story begins or whatever.
Yeah,
like it's just some random voiceover shit.
Some town near the border with Mexico, and they do the whole like, and this is where our story begins.
I mean, don't get used to it because this is literally like the last you hear of the narrator.
Then the movie starts.
And we get a guy
getting
beat up, and they're like...
Because he won't drive.
I will say, okay, so before we get fully into it, because I just wanted to mention though, it's like it literally starts as like a more about drugs, like special, like a dare like thing. The line delivery
and the acting
in this movie, wow,
is
it is
special.
Amateur is a light way of putting it.
It's adorable.
It is It makes it very entertaining because no one delivers their line quite the right way.
Like I said, just look up the movie on YouTube. You'll know what we're talking about. It's
Yes.
just, it's comical.
The
The first scene where the dude's getting like beat up and they're supposed to sound threatening.
God.
We started laughing right away. I mean, it literally,
You'll know in the first like 12 minutes of the movie.
it literally sounds like someone's being fucked.
Yeah.
And we're just like, what the hell is happening? And then you see someone being punched with like the most like stiff,
It's so fake.
like telegraphed punches.
There's a lot of these scenes that look like just NPCs, just like going about their day.
It's just,
I mean, some of them do emote more, obviously.
well, it's like
but
weird because like they're trying, like all the actors are trying.
I can't quite
they're just
explain
not.
it. It's like almost like an uncanny valley effect.
Because I wouldn't call it wooden. It's just bad acting.
No, it's just bad. It's just very amateur. Which is fine.
Yeah, it just makes it better.
Yeah.
Because if it was wooden, that'd be one thing.
It adds to the movie because holy shit, is this thing entertaining?
Yeah.
And an hour and 12 minutes is not going to waste your fucking time.
No, not at
It
all.
gets right to it. So basically, they're beating up this guy because he won't drive for them.
They get a new driver.
It's a drug boss. So they're like, hey, one of the guys is like, hey, I have this friend, and he's willing to drive for you, but he wants to like be cut in on the business.
He wants this to be a permanent job. So
Yeah, he wants, because he knows how lucrative it can be because dangers of drug running.
yes, drug money, drugs bring in a lot of money.
So he's like, okay, call him and see if he'll accept the job.
Yeah, he answers the phone at like his house with his family, and he tells him, "I got the job, and his family's like,
I love the little like
"Oh yeah."
the context kid is
Oh,
like
yeah.
is like, oh, I wonder who's calling him. Who's he getting a call from?
Who's calling Uncle John? And he gets a job. His family has no idea, but he gets it.
Now I do want to mention also, this is where we get like a kind of it's a pretty diverse cast, especially for like 86.
Well,
For like
indie with the director, yeah.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, yeah. The because the director's Iranian.
So I guess
so we get some Iranian actors and some Persian actors.
Well, my theory, because
People
there's a prominent Persian restaurant in the movie.
Yes.
Which we'll play into later. My theory is that if I had to guess, our director, owned the restaurant, or his family owned it, whatever.
Well, I could just kind of appreciate that in 1986, so you didn't get a lot of like main characters that were not white, right? So it's like it's kind of cool to see that diversity, especially in an indie 80s movie.
Well, like they said, America is the land of opportunity. Well,
it's true.
And our dude,
I just wanted to highlight it because it's like it's kind of cool seeing that, even back in the 80s. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I'm not saying it's like an isolated incident, like it has happened, but I'm just saying it's cool to see it.
we were not expecting it.
Yeah, I was not expecting this. I thought it was going to be a bunch of schlubby white uncles,
Which we do get a lot
because
of those.
we all
There's
pretty
a lot
much
of those.
all of our movies involve that,
which is
so,
which
which
we
is
love.
fine. I mean, I love
but
an
Will-
action uncle summer. Okay,
But Will, in this movie, we also
But-
get Iranian uncles.
yes, we do get Iranian uncles, and it's amazing. It's beautiful.
We get uncles of all right?
It's great. So anyway, the guy accepts the job. It kind of shows that his brother is like wondering what is going on.
Well, his brother's initially, he's happy. He's
happy he got the job because he doesn't know it's from the drug lord guy.
Because they end up taking the guy that they're beating up, the main drug lord.
They take him to the woods
name is
to try and
Macintosh.
kill him.
Yeah, he escapes.
And he escapes, and then he goes
He gets shot. He goes to the hospital.
Yes.
The surgeon is a member of that family. Like,
Yes.
he's also Iranian. And so he's telling him, don't tell anybody that I'm here, but...
When he's like, I gotta report it to the police, like, you've been shot, I have to report crimes.
But he tells him not to, and he also tells him that his, like... that the guy that they're gonna hire for this evil drug job
is in danger.
is in his family and he's in danger, and so that's when he calls.
He calls the brother
Yeah,
of the new driver, and he's like, "Hey, this guy just told me that like this is going down.
that they're running drugs to the Mexican border, or
Like
from the
they're
border.
at the border. They're running drugs. The sheriff knows about it, and he's gonna try and stop them and potentially kill them."
Yes.
So the brother is like, "Oh shit, I gotta go." Drives to the border.
The sheriff chases them.
Chases the guys. They chase into the woods, and the brother does eventually find the sheriff and is like, "Hey, let me talk to them. Like, let me talk to them. Like, I'll get him to turn himself in. Just do not kill him, please. Whatever you do."
One of the drug
but the
guys,
deputy.
that's one of the drug guys. Actually, shoots him.
Oh, you're right. But the deputy is also corrupt.
He's in on it. Yes.
So
because earlier, the main drug lord mentioned that the deputy's on his payroll.
Well, because they're going to make the deputy a sheriff.
Yes, that's the
and
plan.
That's the plan because he's helping them out and like he's the rat.
Yes.
And so I thought he at least kills one of the guys.
No,
was it the drug guy?
It's the guy. It's the drug guy who's beating up the guy in the beginning and the one who talks weird.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, so he
kind of looks like...
Well, because remember, the deputy does shoot the brother in the leg, but doesn't kill him.
Right.
And so the brother's trying to limp away, and then he gets shot on a hill.
Yes.
By the drug guy.
And he has an extremely dramatic death.
Yes, because he just...
Sounds like he's having the greatest orgasm of his life.
He yells so loud and for so long.
Yeah. And they film the camera spinning upward, staring at the sky.
Well, so I also have to mention this guy's acting, he went ham. He's jumping all over the place. He jumps down a hill for no reason.
He jumps 10 feet down a fucking hill. Yeah,
bruh, this is an indie movie. You don't need to go this ham.
No, he did.
He dedicated himself to this role. Okay,
and then he orgasmed on screen.
And then he orgasmed and died on screen. Well, not actually died, obviously, but he got shot. And then so they're at the funeral.
With my favorite priest.
This priest is the best. So just to mention the guy who got beat up in the beginning is watching the funeral from afar because he wants to talk to the brother. Mm-hmm. But I love this priest because he's shaking everyone's hands, and then he goes over and someone's like, "We have to go," and he's like, "Just a minute, let me give my condolences to the
brother,
his family."
Yeah,
and then he literally pivots 90 degrees, and he's like, "I offer my condolences
to everybody."
Yeah,
you see random shots of everyone being "We're so sorry about what happened," and then just cuts to the priest being excuse me, I just want to offer my condolences."
No, I love it because it's in the same scene. He's like, "I need to offer my condolences." Just turns around. "I offer my condolences."
Yeah, that's what people do. That's what people do.
It's so awkward. There's these kind of scenes in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
That, everyone is it's too entertaining to be stiff, bored acting.
No, it's incredible.
It's over the top. No one talks quite like this.
Well, it's also
acting.
Oh, this is a movie, so you have to have the priest.
It's not like everyone's goofy. They're trying their best, but it's just
a bunch of randoms.
It's just a random people they're filming basically.
Because they got off the street relatives or cousins.
And it's endearing.
It's amazing.
It's very entertaining. Let me just say that. So our brother is not very happy because he wants to know what's going on.
Yep.
Because he wants to know who the drugs were with, and where to find the guy. Mm-hmm. So he gets information that he's supposed to talk to Tiny.
It's a little while later because.
Well, yeah.
There's But because he does go to this guy named Tiny. But there's a scene where, remember, they're at the restaurant.
Oh right, okay. So they show the Persian restaurant, right?
And
because this is important. So yeah, so we get.
He's important, all right. Well,
The Persian, like I love the Persian chef. Just comes out with like 3 skewers,
Flaming skewers of shish
and
kebabs.
just like places them on the table, and then we see these 2 goons at this table.
Yeah, they're the bad guys' goons, and like the waitress, who's the brother's wife, walks over and she's like, "Well, what do you have?"
And the guy's like, "A piece of ass.
"I want a piece of ass." She's
And it's
like,
like
"Get the fuck
and
out
it's like
of
this
here!
bald, chubby fuck.
Get the fuck out of here!" And then they walk away. And then the guy who had the flaming shish kebabs.
Well, no, I love the bald guy because he's like pounding like a little toddler.
I want service.
I demand service.
I demand service.
And the chef's like, I'll take care of this. So he goes over and rolls up his sleeves, and he's like, you hurt her. You have to get out of my restaurant.
He's like, "Are you threatening me?" And then they fight. The brother comes out, and then he starts fighting them.
This happens with Tiny too. It's like almost like shot for shot the exact same thing.
The same things and the same people.
Because the brother just like happens to see these fights and helps out.
Don't forget though, there's also that incredible scene after this, where the brother drives to like that farm or whatever, and gets out of the car, and some dudes.
Oh yeah,
Some uncle.
Hey, you're not supposed to be here.
He's
And
like, "What do you want?"
and he just like gets
Falcon
rocket punched like in the face. So
Falcon punches him, and then Falcon punches another uncle, and then like talks to the fucking, the main baddie Macintosh, and then goes away. And then
so he fights these 2 guys at the restaurant, remember? And then he's choking out the bald dude, and he's like, who do I talk to?
Oh no, that's not the restaurant yet, because he talks to the bald guy, and the bald guy's like
Macintosh.
That's when he goes to the farm.
Because remember, that's the bald guy spills the beans on who's doing it.
And then he goes to the hospital and talks to the nurse, who tells him to talk to Tiny.
Well, yeah, because she's like, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but talk to Tiny.
So
he goes to a bar.
The drug lord dude also tells his goons to talk to Tiny.
Yeah, so there's the bald fuck and the same dudes that were at the restaurant. They're at the bar, and they get hit on by a random woman.
And they tell her to walk away for a second.
Yeah, we just need you to walk away for a second. And then our dude, the brother, comes into the bar. I cannot for the life of me remember his name, though.
I have no idea. I truly have no fucking idea.
It's our main guy.
Yes.
But he walks into the bar, and Tiny's the bartender.
Well, when he walks in, Tiny's gone.
Yeah, because the guys
are beating him up.
Yeah,
in the alley.
They took Tiny out into the alley and just.
I don't remember.
I don't really know why.
Because I think they want to know where. The first driver is.
Because Tiny has information on where he is.
He's the only one who knows.
Yeah.
Because there's a scene before this where our dude is hanging out. The first driver is hanging out in like a field with his lady, and telling her like, "I want to talk to Macintosh. He owes me money." And
she's like, "No, like
you'll die. He'll kill you. We're gonna have a family.
We're gonna start a family." Like alluding to that she's pregnant.
Movie.
So yeah, I mean, you have to have motivations, right?
I love it. It's fine.
So anyway, they're beating up Tiny. Again, it's like the restaurant scene. He walks outside.
Well, no, he goes there.
Walks outside.
He goes to the bar, and then the same woman walks up to him,
and he's like, "Where's Tiny?" And she like, "Oh, he went outside with some guys."
And so he goes out there and without asking questions,
and just like starts brawling.
Throws
the bald fuck into a garbage can.
Beats up another guy. Cops pull up, arrest the goons. He goes in the bar with Tiny, and Tiny, is like, "I shouldn't tell you this, but the guy is over here."
Well, he's like, "I appreciate you helping me out, so I'm going to tell you what's happening." And then the sheriff also comes in and is like, "Listen, I don't want any trouble from you. And what is it? The law? Don't break the... What is it? I don't want you breaking the law, but you're like... But public indecent, like something is breaking the law."
He basically says breaking the law twice. He's like, "I'll catch you for breaking the law and public indecency and breaking the law," like something like that.
It's not public indecency, but like I can't remember what exactly he says.
He says public indecency, like, or public nuisance or something.
Yeah, but he's basically says breaking the law is breaking the law, and you better watch yourself. So the brother's like, I don't fucking care. So he goes to the guy's house.
Yes.
And the guy's like, hey, like, I know, because the brother's trying to convince this guy to go and talk to Macintosh.
He's trying to convince him to talk to the police.
Right. Okay.
Tell him what he knows
to turn Macintosh in.
Yes.
But the guy's like, I'm not gonna do that.
It's too risky.
Because I've done it before, and I don't like. I'm trying to get out of that.
Yeah.
And
this is when he tells me, "You don't understand. You don't understand. My wife's pregnant. Do you understand?" Like,
I love he like punches the fence. He's like, "You don't understand. You don't understand." And he's like, "I'm about to start a family. My wife's pregnant. Do you understand now?"
And the brother's like, I understand.
It's it's played off like such a soap opera.
Oh, it's incredible.
It's great.
And then the Macintosh shows up at the police station, bails out his goons, tells them to go get a steak on him on his dime. The sheriff threatens him.
Is this the pivot?
I think so.
This movie, okay, so up until now, has been all about drugs, right?
Yes.
Drugs are bad. We do have the Persian family, so there's a little bit there. You wonder what's going to happen with that, and like
You
all this
assume
stuff.
nothing.
You assume nothing. You just assume that they're just friends.
It's just family. It's
Because
fine.
he has a Persian wife, so
married
it's like,
her, it's fine.
you know, so it's fine.
It's flavor.
It's
whatever.
just there. But this movie was like, nah, we got to go hard into that.
Yeah, they're having like dinner, and the kid goes and turns on the news and is like, "Hey, there's something happening," and they watch it, and it's it's like that 70s Iranian hostage crisis. If you've ever seen Argo, like that's happening, and we're just like, what the fuck? So they're like watching.
And this is like no context. Like the movie didn't say it was in the 70s.
No, nothing.
Like nothing alluded to them watching this hostage situation unfold.
Like the family's watching it. Like,
but what's
scared.
weird? What I find weird about this sequence is like it's literally just all our characters watching this hostage situation and commenting on like whether they agree with it or not.
Well, like what their
take is on it. Like
his family's scared.
Well, because they're scared because there's going to be a bunch of like tension with people being racist and shit.
Yeah.
And then it shows the fucking bad guy being a racist piece of shit.
Yeah, no, so his son is
best friends with the brother's
son.
The brother's son, who is half Iranian.
And who's and
or half Persian.
Yeah, and same thing. But his wife, the drug lord's wife, is like a teacher or something at the school, and she clearly has like favorites. But he's like saying like, "Oh, these fucking Iranians, like, I don't want you talking to that kid." And he's like, "But he's my best friend." And the mom's like, No, you will not going to talk to him. They are bad. They are fucking. Look at them. Look what they do.
I swear to God, this scene is just to make the main bad guy look more like a piece of shit,
which I admire, because it just keeps going. Well, like his wife is like, well, people are gonna like, there's gonna be tension. People are gonna like look at us weird and all this stuff. They're not gonna trust us.
And the brother's like, "Oh, it'll be okay. Like we'll
there's
get
laws. There's like this.
We'll be protected."
We've seen 80s action movies.
And then
we know how this goes.
It goes even harder into it because the two kids are at school, and the little kid, the brother's son,
is being bullied.
And being called like an Iranian pig, basically
a half breed, and like all this shit.
It's just a horrible shit. And then
he gets beat up.
The friend is like wanting to help, but like his mom is a teacher there, so she's watching him.
Yeah,
like this happen, and she's not doing anything to it, and the kid doesn't react because he's scared about how his mom's gonna act. But anyway, so the kid runs away,
and he's like running away, and he hears like the taunting going on.
And he like runs into the street, and then all of a sudden a car hits him.
And I'm just like, no fucking way.
You need a catalyst.
Because we didn't have one already.
Well, I mean, yeah, we already had one. His brother's dead, but they need even more of a catalyst. So,
so they go to the hospital and they're waiting.
Well, because when the brother died, all he wanted was Macintosh in jail.
Yes.
Now, when the son dies, he wants
him dead.
Macintosh dead. That's the more extreme, okay?
It's an 80s action movie. It cannot end with a bad guy in jail.
No, because, like, okay, you want justice for your brother in jail. You kill a kid, you want that guy dead.
You need, it's an 80s action movie. Bad guy's got to actually die.
Yeah.
Can't go to jail.
And so we get, like, a scene at the hospital, and the surgeon is just like, because it's one of the family friends.
Well, you see him, like, he looks all, like, defeated, and then he goes behind a door, and he's, like, about to talk to them, and the door closes.
You hear a scream, and then...
he's talking to the brother. Oh, he's talking to the old driver, and he's telling him, like, look, this is what happened. First my brother, and now my kid's dead because of this scumbag, and, like, all this stuff. And he's like, what if it was your kid? What if it was your wife? And then his wife's like, you know what? He's right. You got it.
You got to. Like, you have to go help him. Like, you got to do what you got to do.
Then he goes to, like, the police station. He signs, like, some document, and the corrupt deputy hears it. He calls the goons, tells them, like, go to this address. He's, like, spilling the beans.
So their plan is basically to kidnap the wife.
I don't even know if that's their plan. They just said they'll take care of it.
Well, I'm guessing because they didn't kill her immediately, so they were gonna use her as some sort of pawn. But I mean,
or they're just gonna do what they ended up doing.
Well, so they
kill her.
They go to this guy's house. They
think he's there.
Well, and like they notice that it's just the wife, so they go in and they start torturing her.
Well, they rape her. Well,
yeah, they rape her, and then
she's pregnant. I don't know if we mentioned that, but she's also pregnant.
She is pregnant. And then what they do is the two guys catch wind of this, and they go, or no, they see the goons are there, right?
Yeah, they see, like, one of them peeking through the window, like the curtains.
Yeah, so they start a shootout and everything. They get one of the guys, and then they go into, so the old driver goes into the room where the wife is, and he's like trying to help her by like fighting these guys.
He stabs one of them.
And then
the guy shoots her.
Yeah, the guy like is like dying and shoots her in the head.
Shoots her in the head. And so the rest of them, the other guy chases them. They drive away, and then he's just horrified and distraught.
Because again, catalyst.
And then the next
the old driver wants to help even more because his wife, who was pregnant,
is dead.
And just for context, there is 12 minutes left of the movie at this point.
You know what's going to happen.
You've
seen the movies.
They have to finish the movie strong. They have 11 minutes. Let's see what happens.
They go to his farm, decked out.
Well, okay, so our old driver is shirtless, wearing a jean vest.
And has a bandana.
And a giant shotgun.
And they go there, have a shootout, and our old driver, he keeps doing like.
I love how he jumps and shoots, and like it's like a amateur John Woo movie.
It's
almost.
It's
fucking insane.
It's hilarious
because they're like jumping all over the place and firing, and like we get a guy on the roof, and he tries to
shot and falls off.
He gets shot, falls off the roof. They're like having a shootout behind like a bunch of farm equipment.
Yeah, like tractors and shit.
So a bunch of them die, and then finally our bad guy Macintosh, and our brother and the brother. So the old driver gets shot.
He gets shot
because
he shoots a guy, and like the guy's still alive.
He shoots the bald guy.
Yeah.
To the ground, and the bald guy like shoots him and dies.
They both die.
And so then it's just the brother and Macintosh. And the sheriff show up in a minute, but they're like having a shootout. And then Macintosh runs out of ammo.
Gets in his car
and drives away. And our brother guy gets in a fucking car and starts going as well. But then in between that, we get the sheriff, the deputy, and another police officer
show up, arrest the guys.
They arrest the guys. All of a sudden, the deputy isn't. They never finish his story because he never gets caught for being like corrupt.
We only had an hour and 12 minutes.
Listen, but that's just a plot hole that is just there. So the sheriff starts chasing the guy through like a canyon, and
they're all chasing.
And our brother is like going the opposite direction. Well, we don't know that until
we don't know that
until the end, but And apparently Macintosh has picked up his wife and his kid.
And his son, yep.
And so they're all driving. It's a big chase scene. And then the sheriff like finally gets to the side of him and starts like trying to like veer him off the road.
Yep.
And they're on a 2-lane highway.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get 2 other cars coming the opposite direction. So they're about to like all collide into each other. And Macintosh overcorrects off a cliff. And right before the car goes off the cliff, it explodes and fucking flips in a giant fireball, just fucking like flying down the canyon.
Mm-hmm.
And so the sheriff stops, and you see their kid is laying on like the cliff edge
with like blood on his face.
With blood on his face. So the brother and everyone stop, and they help the kid up. Because you know why, Alex?
I do know why.
Because the kid isn't fucking racist. The kid is not a piece of shit.
He's not a fucking enabler.
Yeah, so he survived because he is not a piece of shit, drug-running, racist piece of shit.
Message.
But the mom and Macintosh both die in like a fucking ball of fire.
And then the movie ends.
The movie ends, yep, that's it.
Incredible.
I actually loved this movie.
This was so fucking hilarious.
It's so fucking entertaining, and I love the whole idea that they just keep mounting all this fucking shit. They're like, okay, Macintosh isn't a big enough piece of shit for drug running and killing people.
Yeah.
All right, we have to add more elements to make him even more evil and more evil and more evil. Let's make him racist now. Let's make him kill people, kill family members. Let's make him kill kids. It's just literally just stacking to make Macintosh the biggest piece of shit. They're like, don't worry, his death is totally justified.
I love that they blow up the fucking wife.
I know.
Is so comical.
Well, she's barely in the movie. She's in a few scenes to just be a piece of shit as well.
To just be a shitbag.
She's just a fucking, they're both just douchebags that get fucking what they deserve off a cliff.
Yeah, they just fucking blow both of them up. That is fucking hilarious.
It is fucking insane.
And when they started doing the whole Iranian hostage and people's reactions to it,
I guarantee that it's just in there to make Macintosh look like a bigger piece of shit.
Yeah, it was. I was just like, this is bold.
I could not believe
bold shit. It's fucking bold.
It's definitely a pivot that I was not expecting.
Yeah, I was like,
I didn't on my bingo card, you could not have told me that
that they would do that.
That the Iranian conflict would be in this movie.
That they would find a way to fit that in.
Like a hostage situation, a real hostage situation that happened would be in this random 1986 action movie.
This fucking nonsense movie.
You could have never fucking guessed that.
No, there's no way.
But
there's no fucking way to guess.
But it made the movie even more entertaining because they just showed it to make Macintosh be a racist.
Yes.
That is basically the only idea.
And to give even more motivation.
Yes. Well, and I doubt they were doing it much to shed light because they
could. Director's Iranian. But it's just
But there's only one scene of actual horrific racism, right?
Well, yeah, but that scene is the
it is the catalyst for everything else.
They do off a kid.
Because again, it's at first this brother just wants Macintosh jailed, right?
Yes.
He just wants him to own up to his crimes for drug running. Now he's killed a kid, so now it's personal.
Now it's extra personal.
Yeah, now it's extra personal, and fucking Macintosh needs to die.
Him and his wife need to die.
Yep.
They need to die in a fireball.
Because being a racist
is a death sentence.
Is not okay.
Is a fucking death sentence in this movie.
I'm here for that.
Listen, I love that. This movie is
Don't be a racist piece of shit. Don't be a racist, drug-running piece of shit.
This movie is so 80s. It's fucking hilarious.
I love it.
It's
and even
if a child made an 80s action
even
movie.
from the get, because it's this fucking Dare special.
Yeah.
Like fucking like here's the problem with running drugs.
These scumbags selling drugs. It's like it's so amazing. So amazing.
It's so great.
It's so
Just
incredible.
drug propaganda for no reason at the beginning of your movie.
Like, yeah, it's like it was funny because you didn't technically need that scene, but the fact that it's there only makes the movie more entertaining.
Yeah, because I mean, there's literally no other voiceover in the entire movie.
Nope. You could have just had the movie
And
start.
that first scene has no main characters, nothing. It has nothing to do with the rest of the movie.
It's just showing you drugs.
So if you want, the fucking movie is literally like 12 minutes, like an hour long.
If you cut that scene
if
out,
you cut that scene out,
it would be an hour long.
the movie's an hour long. So they probably just added it to be feature length.
I love that. I love that for them. It makes me so happy.
This movie is, I don't know, I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun watching it. I'm gonna be honest. It's probably lizard brain. Like some people might not like it. Listen, I'm not gonna say
get that.
I'm not gonna say it's a good movie.
No,
I'm going to say it's a very entertaining movie.
there is not a moment of this where I was bored.
Same, and
Deeply happy.
that hour flew by. That hour and 12
Oh
minutes
my
just flew by.
It was so fast. So fast.
And yeah, this movie rocks. Just go watch it on YouTube, have a good time, or watch it on Tubi.
Wherever you can find it.
Wherever you can find it, just find it, watch it, enjoy it. It's only like an hour and 12 minutes of your time. It's not like that's like an episode of some series. So
Yeah, it won't. You'll be fine. Listen,
you'll be fine.
Your life will be better.
And just enjoy it for what it is.
For
the insanity that unfolds on screen.
For the beauty.
And the amateur display of like directing,
Everything.
acting, cinematography. The soundtrack is pretty lit. I'm not gonna lie. It's very 80s and has a lot of like guitar riffs and shit.
They do their best Mega Man soundtrack in this.
Yeah, it's very like almost like chiptune-y, and then they have like electric guitars just like doing like hard riffs
solos
and shit. Like,
yeah.
it's really good.
I
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I
did not expect to enjoy this movie as much as I did, because from the very get you're just like, oh, what are we getting into?
Yeah, you have no idea.
Like I was like, what the fuck is this movie?
But it hooks you. It's like it just grabs its hooks into you and does not let go. And I adore this movie. This is so adorable.
I really liked it. I'm shocked. I'm really shocked. Some people might not get why we liked it, but
if you get it,
you
get it.
If you have a lizard brain like us,
if you know,
you'll like this.
You
movie.
know.
And if you like action uncles, like your boy, like me, there's some.
I mean, our two dudes are a bit too young to be uncles, but there are plenty of uncles in this.
There's a lot of mustaches. I know that.
Oh God,
Everyone had fucking mustaches.
There's one man in this movie without a mustache.
Yeah.
There's one man.
Our main dude.
No, the main guy has a mustache. The old driver does not have a mustache.
He's the only one that doesn't, because Macintosh even has a mustache.
Macintosh, the sheriff,
everyone has a mustache.
Squad.
Everyone has a mustache.
His family members.
The bald dude.
They all have mustaches.
All mustaches.
Glorious.
It's just mustaches on mustaches on mustaches.
Bold.
Oh, fuck.
Bold filmmaking.
So, shitty to pretty. Again, if you're new here,
oh my God,
we do rate our movies because they're all bad, right?
Well, debatable, but yes.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, essentially, that's what the whole podcast is about. We rate quote unquote bad movies.
They are
right, like the varying degrees.
Yes.
But shitty to pretty is a 1 to 10 scale
of entertainment
on entertainment, not how good a movie is, how entertaining a movie is.
Yeah, this isn't like does it stack up to The Godfather? No, it's just
we're not like hardcore film critics that are going to like shit, like, because if you're like criticizing this movie like a film critic,
it's a 10,
dude. 10 out of 10.
Cinematography, acting,
everything was on point. Masterpiece.
Listen, this director had meticulous control of what he wanted to make, and that's just, I admire it. Shitty to pretty though.
But shitty to pretty, entertainment value alone, I think it gets high marks for me. Like, not 10 out of 10.
You know, fuck it. I'm giving it a 9.
I was gonna give it an 8, but I think a 9 is pretty.
It's too good.
It is too good.
If it didn't have the random Iranian hostage fallout, I would probably give it an 8. But that is so insane.
Well, yeah, no, I was fully ready to give this like a 7 or an 8, and then that happened, and I was like, holy shit!
It's
Like,
so
I cannot.
off the fucking wall.
Well, and it's like fucking like it's like whiplash. It like
Yeah.
like it like breaks your neck. It's so fucking quick.
It's
It like
just out of nowhere.
pivots to this just them watching this hostage situation unfold and all their comments on it, and then you just get how racist and fucking awful Macintosh and his wife are.
And it's glorious.
And I love it that this scene just exists to make Macintosh and his wife look worse.
It's glorious, and
It's
it's also
great.
like because not only does it make him look worse, but it also gives us a reason to want the wife to also die in a fireball.
Yeah, because she's a piece of shit.
And that is some bold fucking choices.
Fuck around and find out.
Oh my god,
Be a racist piece of shit.
get blown up.
Get blown up in a blaze of like fury on fucking on the side of a cliff,
Fly off a cliff, exploding.
dude.
Yeah, no, this is a 9. It's
So good. I don't know.
Oh my
Like,
god, I can't.
I would
feel-
easily watch this again. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no. If you are that type of person,
If you
to watch
have
this
a
movie.
lizard brain, watch it.
Especially if you're the type of person who likes to watch, cult like bad movies that have like followings like Monos and shit like that. You
gotta watch this
shit.
if you like that shit. Yeah, I would highly recommend it for those fans.
Yeah, if you're interested in like entertaining bad movies, but dear God, you have to watch this movie.
Absolutely, 100%. That's pretty much all I have to say about this. I mean, short movie, shorter review. That's
That's it.
Yeah, that was Revolt. Go watch it on YouTube or Tubi and enjoy.
Yeah.
For They Mostly Come Out at Night. This has been Will.
This has been Alex.
And we will talk to you all later.
Bye.
Bye. I gotta go give my condolences.
Yeah, I gotta
My
give
condolences.
My condolences.
My condolences.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
I want to give you my condolences.
My condolences.